Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right. So we've got this is like I said, this is our focus is on the Olympic qualifying results in our mega week. And of course it's gonna work because now I'm joining on another point. This is still our pathway for coaches. So we've got this is still our pathway 201. Is that getting backlash there?
I had my microphone on. It might have been through mine. I'll mute myself right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. So we've got so wrestling 201. We're going to do that during Mega Week. We will have our practical exams, practical portion of that as well during Mega Week. We'll get into that a little bit more later on. 202 course is coming, same as 203 course. Obviously, at the bottom, those are numbers that we would like to project to get. If we could get 500 participants through 201, eventually 103 and 30. Obviously, we're always wanting to grow. Olympic qualifying results. So we're going to go through this each portion. So the first one that we hit was Greco-Roman for the first day. We had 67 kilo Ando. He went 2-1. He lost to Algerian, who ended up qualifying. And then we had 77 kilos on. He went 1-1. He lost in his first round. Our qualifier result. At 50 kilo, Giuliana went 1-1. She lost to Nigeria. 3 kilo, Jessica, she went 1, but she lost, ended up qualifying. 57 kilo was Irene. She went 1-1, lost to Algeria, who ended up qualifying. And then Nachi at 62 kilo went 1-1 and lost to Nigeria as well, who qualified. When you get that out of the 4 women, same as the guys, half or over half so far of the ones that matches that we lost, they ended up qualifying. So we were losing to those who ended up winning. Freestyle side, I think everybody on this call at least knows, and majority knows that we had 2.
Some reason we lost Marty.
Looks like he's back.
Yeah. Marty, are you with us? We cannot hear you. Let's wait. Maybe there's a problem with the connection.
All right, there we go. I don't know what happened. All right, you got me?
Yeah. But before that, I think that you had a slow internet because your presentation was not, at least in my computer, I couldn't see the slides. I saw only Greco slide.
Yeah, it was the same for me as well.
Okay. Okay. Can you see anything yet or no? Are you seeing any of these slides?
Yep, it's in portrait orientation layout. Yeah, now I can see, but it's very
Okay.
small.
Okay, how's that?
Oh yeah, that's better.
Okay. All right. So let's go to women. Let's go back to women. And you said you saw Greco. So women, here's some pictures of our women competing. And like we said, 3 out of the 4 lost to those who ended up qualifying. Jessica, Irene, and Nachi, all 3 lost. The girls that they lost to, or the women that they lost to, ended up qualifying for the Olympics. And then Juliana went 1-1. When we go, so now it should be men. Are we caught up? Do you see the men's slide with the pyramid and that in here? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So freestyle side, like I said, I think we all know Georgie and Jaden both qualified. Both had outstanding tournaments. Georgie very dominant and is 3-0. Had a really nasty ankle pick there, and then his first round match. It was highlighted all over the place with UWW and several people. And Jaden ends up hitting a 4 to win. Right, wins the criteria. We'd gotten taken down, we'd gotten a passivity, and then we'd gotten a step out, and then he hit a big in a kind of a scramble situation. Guy raises up, Nigerian raises up. We ankle pick straight feet to back. And then did a great job of head position, stance, motion, and controlling the rest of the match to win it on criteria. When you look at Ethan, he lost to Algeria. And then we go to Tom, who went 1-1. He lost to the Egyptian, who ended up qualifying as well. So once again, out of the 4 athletes in men's freestyle, 3 of them were in the middle of that qualification round. So very, very positive things, a lot of growth. When we look at some of the Olympic qualifier notes that I took away from this, 5 out of the 8 who did not qualify lost to someone who did qualify, to the actual qualifier on their side of the bracket. All saw massive improvement from their training and plans and preparation. This is one of the things that we talked about while we were there with each one of the athletes. This is something that I addressed, and I specifically asked them was, since when I went down there in November until now, how much was their training? How much was their training? How much was their plan, their match plans? And every one of them spoke volumes of how much better and how much more prepared they were, and how their preparations, their match plans, all of those little things and the details that we've been working on through these calls and tips that we've been doing has helped them. So that was very beneficial to hear. But at the same time, now that we've got 2 qualifiers, we're going right back into it. And that's one of the things that we've already started working on, is their, not just their match plan, but their training plan. What's their periodization plan look like? Because obviously we want to peak at the Olympics, which is in August. We know that those dates, they're going to be competing on the 8th and the 10th. And so we have great momentum going into this mega week. And obviously we want to continue that right on through to the Paris Olympic preparation, through this whole portion of this. One of the things that we're going to talk about during Mega Week, and one of the things that we've already started looking at, and I've started breaking down stats from the different qualifiers. Right now, we've got the European qualifications are going on. Right now, obviously, we've heard some of the big drama, right? The UWW, I guess not drama, but some of the news of certain athletes that are not allowed in right now. Doesn't mean that they're not going to be in the Olympics. It just means that they are not in this qualifier. So that is going to change some of the statistics a little bit. And so, but we are starting to look at these. I know that talking with the athletes and talking with Connor, Coach put these folders together. We talked about these, we've addressed these, not just the statistics and how we're using the statistics and the training plans, but also the athletes. And these were so helpful when we were at the Olympic qualifier, because all of these matches and all of these stuff, all of the prep work that we did coming into the tournament, we could review it as the tournament went along. And hey, we've got these matches. We've already looked at these matches. We've already got these notes on these athletes. We've predicted this, and this is starting to come to fruition. And at the same point in time, we had different athletes that we didn't end up seeing, and so we were over prepared. That's okay. Right, that's okay, and that was well. Our athletes knew that we were prepared for them, and their job was to prepare the best that they could as the athlete. So these were very, very beneficial. Hats off to Connor on his work on this. It was very, very beneficial. Last time we asked these 3 questions. What are the 3 things that you're expecting Mega Week to look like? What are the 3 things that you're wanting to get from Mega Week? And what are 3 things that you're expecting to participate in? And we answered those to the best of our knowledge with this page, with the organization and planning a Mega Week. And we talked about the who, what, where, when, why, and how. We focus on the end product. So we know at the end of this, the Coaching 201 course, it's going to be on Sunday and Monday. And we know that we're going to get in all of the practical assessments, on the 201 course. So that last portion of that on Sunday and Monday. And we know that we're going to get camp in for the athletes. And we know that nationals are going to happen. So we work backwards, right? So we know the end product. We know that the athletes are going to get to compete. We know that they're going to get to train. And we also know that the coaches are going to get to further develop and have a chance to get some of their practical assessments in. The safety, obviously can't have high performance without it. So there is emergency action plans that will be worked on and confirmed once we are there. Age and levels, we know that U17 to senior athletes are the ones that are competing. And we know that coaches are also working to compete on their certifications. We know that the location and travel is all through Melbourne. And then coaches and roles. We're going to get into this a little bit more as we go along through these next few slides, because I'm going to go through each day and give you a rough outline. Obviously, this is Mega Week. There are many moving parts to this. We have referees, we have coaches, we have athletes, all trying to grow Australia wrestling. And so through that, there's nothing set in stone at this point in time. But there are some things that we'll go over because there are some things that are pretty much going to happen at certain times. But coaches and roles, those things we will discuss as far as supervising, leading sessions, working on 1-to-4 ratio, 4-to-1, and the EDIT models. Obviously, the objective, the end goal is to further develop our coaches and athletes for world and Olympic competitions. The expectations, just be available, be there, be available, be ready to learn. And then now let's get into a little bit of the daily schedule. Any questions before we kind of get into some of this?
Yeah, I've got one question, please. Maybe Connor can answer for me. We got a notification this week from Connor concerning a refresher course for referees. Now that's the day before the Nationals. Is this going to be part of the Mega Week, or is this something different, or how's that tie in?
With the referees course, I'm waiting to hear back from the Wrestling Australia board to let me know if that'll go ahead. I think it depends on participation numbers. So I was just trying to get an idea of who from Victoria is available for it. Obviously, you put your hand up, bud. And as soon as I get any more information on that, I'll let you know.
So is this in conflict, or is this in coordination, or
Coordination.
how does it fit in?
Let me answer this question. So I originally it was planned to deliver introduction to referee course, but it was agreed that refreshing course for referees will be delivered the day before the competition, and this is a part of the Mega Week. The course will be delivered by Stefan Rudovic. So this is in coordination, so you can actually apply and register for this event if you're willing to, but it's not mandatory, so people can choose whether they're willing to attend this session or not. It's going to be the whole day session.
Yeah, okay. It's still not
So this
it's not clear to me as to if it's conflicting with what's going on in Mega Week or not, or if it's going to take time away from Mega Week.
No, it's not in conflict, because this like session for referees will be before the competition. The Mega Week starts on the day when the referees course starts, so which is Friday, June 14th, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this is the day when we are finishing the Mega Week.
So it's Mega Week plus 1 day.
What do you mean 1 day?
well,
It's an added day to the week, isn't it, or not?
no, Mega Week starts Friday, June 14th. So Mega Week will start Friday, June 14th, and we'll start with the referee clinic refresher. And it'll be all day on Friday.
Okay,
and
so
Stefan is leading that, and so that is
okay. So it's going to be part of the Mega Week.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's
Yes.
kind of what I was wanting to know.
Yes, we are trying to tie in referees, coaches. You'll see as I go through this. Friday is referees. This is the referee clinic, and that'll be Stefan is going to be running that. Then we go right into Saturday, June 15th. If you can see on this slide, can you guys still see this slide or no?
No, oh yeah, now yeah.
Okay. So Saturday, June 15th, this is the Nationals. The entries are open. You register on smoothcomp.com. It looks like for U17, it's 80. For everyone else, it's 100 spectators. It's got the cost. Everything is on the website. Depending on how many high performance athletes we will have, there will be an athlete meeting and kind of an Olympic qualifier debrief after the tournament on Saturday evening, if there's enough high performance athletes attending there. So if we have the 10 athletes that competed at the Olympic qualifier that are there, then we can have a quick debrief meeting with them. If there's only one or two, then we will do those meetings individually, and we will just have a coaches meeting after the athlete meeting. But if there's no athlete meeting, we'll just have a coaches meeting real quick, so we can see where the coaches are, who needs how many practical assessments we need to give, so on and so forth. Who's going to be running sessions? We've got several. We will just have a coaches meeting after the national tournament on Saturday, June 15th. So Friday is referees, Saturday is national tournament. That evening is possible high performance meeting with the athletes, but for sure a coaches meeting after. Then we go on to Sunday. So this is Sunday, June 16th. Can you guys see this screen now? Is it caught up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Sunday, June 16th, now we will start our training phase. So we will have 4 days here. So we'll have the 16th, 17th, 18th. We'll get into this more. So we've got Sunday, June 16th. We will have a quick meeting at 9 a.m. because that's when we get the facility. Because we have the facility from 9 to 5. So at 9, we'll have a quick coaches meeting. This is just to refresh from Saturday night's meeting, just to make sure everybody is still on the same page and everybody still has the same plan. There will be a 9:30 a.m. mat session. That's when the session we have tentatively set up to start. This will obviously depend on numbers. As you can see in parentheses, high performance are separated for the first part if there's enough. So if we have 10 high performance athletes and the coaches in the meeting decide that there's enough there, then high performance will meet. They will have the first 30-minute block of high performance. And we will know once we get registrations. At this point in time, April 6th, we don't have all this information yet, but we will by then. So we will have that for the coaches. And for the athletes at the national tournament, we will know these numbers, and we can properly distribute this and a proper schedule at the nationals for the events. But we do know that there will be a mat session at 9:30 on Sunday, June 16th, and we do know that tentatively right now on that session we're going to be working setups, parterre defense, and throw defense. That is what is scheduled right now at 9:30. That right now, if we have enough high performance athletes, we'll go from 9:30 to 10, and then the high performance athletes will stay, and everyone will go from 10 until 11:30 or 12, depending on how many athletes, once again, we have. Then we will break. Everyone will have lunch on their own. At 1 o'clock, we will have a film session that is for everyone. Coaches, athletes, all stakeholders, anyone and everyone is invited to that film session at 1 o'clock. That film session will run about 45 minutes. Then we will give the athletes, that's a 45-minute break from film session, and coaches, athletes and coaches, everybody have about a 45-minute break, because then we will start with the afternoon session at 2:30. That PM session is for everybody, development all the way through high performance. And in that focus, it is going to be 2-on-1 offense, underhook offense, BJJ and rugby transitions, and parterre defense. We will also add in some live rounds, because we will start at 2:30. We have until 5 o'clock. The last half hour portion of that will be some live rounds, some live goes during that session. So that is Sunday. That is development all the way through high performance. We are gearing it towards, like I said, depending on the numbers, we can set this portion up. And that is another portion of that coaches meeting early first thing on Sunday morning, as well as Saturday evening. Going on to Monday, June 17th, pretty much the same format timeline. Nothing has really changed other than the structure and the what is going to be covered, the topics during the sessions. Again, 9 a.m. If there's enough high performance athletes, then coaches and high performance athletes will start at 9. Everybody else will start at 9:30. Come in and join with us. And we can get them warm. We can have all of this planned out once we get those numbers. But the AM mat session, we will hit parterre offense this time and parterre transitions. So the takedowns to turns, all of those transitions from lace to gut, gut to lace, all of those things will be hitting in parterre in the AM session. Again, we will break for lunch. Lunch will be on your own. And then at 1 p.m., there's a psychology session where we're going to be breaking down some confidence, anxiety, some of the topics that we've covered on these calls, as well as some other topics with the psychology portion. Again, that will be about 45 minutes. Then there will be a break for about 45 minutes to rest and recover. Maybe get in another quick snack, refuel or hydrate for the 2:30 session. The 2:30 session, that PM afternoon session, is 2-on-1 offense, underhook offense, and then we're hitting parterre defense again with some live rounds, some live goes at the end here again that evening. All of these sessions have been set up. We met, we looked at statistics, we've looked at numbers across the board for U17s, U20 championships, as well as Connor looked at the breakdown from the seniors from the Olympic qualifier. We looked at, talked about, and broke that stuff down as well. So that's where this information is coming from and where we got what our planning is. Going on to Tuesday, again, almost exact same format, time-wise. Just the material that is going to be covered is a little bit different again. Obviously, spiraling that teaching technique. But again, if there's enough high performance athletes, then coaches and high performance will start at 9 a.m. Everybody else will join at 9:30. And that AM session, we're going to be doing setups, finishes, and then scramble situations, scramble technique. So this is, as you can tell, this week is a more technical week, but we are adding in some live because we are getting that opportunity. We are going to have multiple countries here. We have invited multiple countries. We're going to have different looks, hopefully new partners for other people to train with and get their hands on. So we're excited about that. But that AM session is that. Our 1 p.m. session, we're just going to be talking about the transition of BJJ, rugby, and coaching women. What is that like, coaching a rugby athlete, a new wrestler, or a jiu-jitsu athlete that is transitioning into wrestling? How can wrestling help them in their other sports, as well as just the overall general coaching women, how to recruit women coaches? All of those topics are going to be covered during that 1 p.m. session. Again, that's for everyone. Again, that's 45 minutes. And then we'll have a 45-minute break before we get to the PM session. That PM session, again, everyone's in together at that time. We're going to be hitting body lock offense, parterre defense again. If you can't see, that's definitely a weakness that we've got to work on. When you go back and you look at our matches from the Olympic qualifier, or you go back to U17 or U20 championships, statistically, overwhelmingly, the athletes that are winning the parterre defense and defending well on parterre, they're having a higher success rate. So we've got to improve that. And then obviously some more live rounds on Tuesday, June 18th. That leads us into our final day, Wednesday, June 19th. Same time frame as every other day, except for now the mat sessions in the morning. Same thing, coaches and high performance, if there's enough, at 9 a.m. At 9:30, the AM mat session with everybody, we're going to talk about match situations. So we're going to talk about zone work. We're going to talk about holding center. We're going to talk about all of, you're up by a point, you're in the zone. You're up by a point and you're controlling center. You're down by a point. All of those different situations. And we saw these situations come to fruition at the Olympic qualifier with both, with Georgie and Jaden, with Nachi, with several match situations that came up and came into play. And so we are going to go over many of those so that way we can continue to grow. 1 p.m., we will hit a 45-minute nutrition talk. That's with everyone. again. And so we will talk nutrition, hydration, how to prepare, the weight cutting or weight management issues that wrestlers tend to have. We will talk about that, and how that coincides with our periodization plan, as well as at 2:30, that final match session, we're going to be covering our match plan application. Our match plan, we're going to be talking about that, part of the psychology piece. Every day is a piece. Every day, the mental session at 1 p.m., the film review, all of those things tie into the match plan application. And so it's all leading up to this final session on Wednesday evening. And then obviously live rounds, once again, because we're going to have hopefully several other teams and different looks and different partners. This gives us a great opportunity to get live, to actually work on the technique that we've worked on, because we've done situational live goes and we've done live goes every day, but now we can actually get into some match plan live goes. And that is kind of where we are at. That is the tentative rough schedule. That the rough of the finalized draft. We will know more of this and have it dialed in when we have our coaches meeting, when we get down there, because we will have numbers. We'll have accurate data to tell us how many high performance athletes we have, how many development athletes we have, how many different countries, how many different looks we can give. At the same point in time, how many coaches we have, how many coaches need the practical assessment done and given, because that will be three different 10-minute sessions that they will have to organize and run practice. And this will allow them time to plan accordingly. So now I guess that kind of brings us back to our next question. I'm going to quit sharing my screen here, but that gives us to our next portion of what can I do to help you? I'm super excited about Mega Week. I think we've got a lot of great things planned and going on. And I think for every athlete and every coach, whether they are developmental, can you still hear me? Yeah, whether they're developmental or whether they're high performance, I think everyone is involved in a great detail, all the way from the referees to the coaches to the developmental athlete that maybe has never wrestled a day in their life, all the way through to our Olympic qualifiers. Multiple countries coming in. I think it's a great opportunity to learn, grow, and develop. Anyone have any questions or thoughts or anything that they want to add?
Just a short comment about the June 16th and 17th. So I think this is important because on those 2 days we will have official Wrestling 201 coaching assessment. You already mentioned that it's going to be 3 sessions, 10 minutes, but it's going to be more than that because assessors will be working with all coaches who will be participating at this course. Through feedback sessions, there will be some theoretical sessions just to make sure that the coaches course participants are ready to deliver their final session and to equip them with the best experience and knowledge. So like this is going to happen on June 16th and 17th. So by the end of June 17th, all candidates will be either certified as a 201 coaches equals level 1 Wrestling Australia coach or not. So that's only one comment I wanted to make.
Yeah. So referees can come in. They can have the Friday, Saturday, right? And then they could leave theoretically if they wanted. They could leave on Sunday morning or Saturday evening, whatever. Coaches could come in and coach their athletes at Beast Nationals, stay for the course the 16th and 17th. And then if they obviously, then they could be done with their exam and the coursework at that point in time. We would love, obviously, for them to stay for the entire week for camp and to help us with that and to continue to learn and grow. But they have that option, right? That is just another option. So there's several options for athletes, coaches, referees to stay, come and go as kind of as they please, to get the most out of it that they want. To get the most money, most bang for their buck, so to say, if they want that. So great point, Andre. Anything else? Bud, you got any questions?
Are those slides available for me to download and print off? Because I've got to try to sell this program too. And I need I need those visuals to help.
Yes, I will email this. I will email this Google Slides, this thing to you, the slideshow to you. And if you need anything, don't hesitate, because that's it. Like, you want to sell it, the best that you can and get as many people as you can. I think when they get there, they're going to learn so much and they're going to love it. They're going to have fun. It's going to be wrestling. It's going to be all wrestling all the time. And it's not just different, not just on the mat wrestling, but off the mat. Different ways to look at it, different ways to view it, different ways. We can have a referee's portion. That's going to be a portion of that as well. Part of the psychology piece is taking the referee out of the match, because we don't get to decide what the referee and what the jury, decides. And so that is a piece of that psychology one of those days in there. So we will discuss some off the mat things. But yes, I will definitely email this to you as soon as we get off of here, bud. I'll make sure that you get it. Else, I think for athletes, it's going to be great. Money well spent. Let's leave it at that. And for coaches, of course, because you're going to hopefully come out of here certified as a 201 coach, and you're going to get plenty of experience with your athletes, hands-on in a variety of ways. So,
is there any indications of numbers at all?
I don't right off the top. I know Rhea, we had sent some things to her to see if we could get some of the numbers, some of the data as far as who signed up, but I do not have any of those numbers right now. And like I said, it's April, 6th. So, I think that, it's still early. I mean, this is June. We're talking June, we're talking June, middle of June here, and it's April. But for a guy like you that, and coaches like you that are on this, I've talked to several other coaches that aren't on this call, but I'm sharing these slides with them every month that they're reaching out to it. It's the same thing. Like, now's a great time to be selling it, because now you can start planning for the expense. You can start working towards that expense, start fundraising, start doing those things now.
Yep.
So
it's
anything
this
else,
event
Connor?
should be well attended, because we know for sure that New Zealand will bring at least 10 people and 2 coaches. We send an invitation to all Southeast Asian national federations, which is 8 federations. We are expecting probably between 50 to 70 athletes and probably 20 coaches. That's expectations. But again, like as Marty said, at this point, we don't have enough information just to confirm.
Yeah.
But we are hoping. I mean, it should be a great turnout. It is an exciting event. We're promoting it as much as we possibly can right now. I know that the coaches that I've talked to several Aussie Football League. I've talked to a couple rugby coaches that are down there right now, trying to get them to come in as well, and bring athletes in, just to try it out. This is a great time for them to come try wrestling out, because we are working from developmental all the way through, and so they can possibly be with the Olympians, all the way down to it. And that's exciting for athletes when they can get someone like that and Olympic coaches that are there. That's exciting. So, anything else, Connor? Am I leaving anything off? I know you and I kind of talked about the plan and the schedule, and I think, like I said, and we can adjust that accordingly once we see more of numbers. But
Yeah,
I think that's great.
That's a big thing. Yeah, I think it's a big thing. Like, once we have more confirmation of who's going to be attending, then we can plan for that.
Yeah. So, if we have a high number of developmental kids and a low number of high performance athletes, that's going to completely change things compared to if we have more high performance athletes and less development kids. Then obviously we're going to change some things around a little bit. But everyone will be included, everyone will be involved, and everyone will get plenty of education and experience, and time on the mat and time off the mat. So, okay. That is what I have, unless you guys have anything else. Like I said, I will email this out to you, bud. And if you don't receive it, let me know. If you don't receive it by later this afternoon down there, let me know. And I will make sure that I get it to you. So,
All good.
okay,
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. We'll be in touch.
Yep. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yep.